Welcome to the Advanced Nova Training Guide. In this exclusive community tutorial, I'm going to be going over the more advanced features that the Nova Telegram trading bot has to offer. If you haven't yet watched the original beginner guide to the Nova trading bot, then please watch that first. The link will be in the description of this video post. If at any point in this video you feel like I didn't fully explain some of the features, there are two resources that you can use. The first resource is the documentation. So I will put this in the description below as well. This is the documentation for Nova, and you can go through all of the different features here on the side and read into the commands and what they specifically do. The second resource that you can use is their dedicated support Telegram channel. You can go into this channel and get support from community members and the team directly. Just a big warning here, they will never DM you, and scammers like to hang out in these groups because they're public, and they'll try to DM you to say they are a part of the Nova team. They are not. So don't fall for any scams. Now, if you don't even have access to Nova at this point, the link for the bot will be in the description of this post as well. I'm also going to share the link for Axiom, which is what I use to chart and find tokens. This is Axiom right here. I'll be using it in this tutorial as well, so I would probably sign up for both of these tools if you're not using them yet. So let's just dive into the tutorial. Once we're on the Nova page, as we know, I will hit start and my wallet will populate. I literally haven't touched this wallet from the last tutorial. It's just a demo. I have one soul in it. And we went over a lot of things in the last tutorial. We went over backup bots, buy, position, wallets. And the next thing on this list is the sniper. So opening up the sniper, you can see that I have no active sniper tasks. So I will hit new task in order to create one. The purpose of creating a sniper task is to buy a token that you think is going to be created under certain parameters. So you're either sniping directly off of pump fund or you're sniping off of a radium liquidity pool. And those are our options here. So if I do click sniper, I'm only going off of a radium liquidity pool, and essentially I need the early contract address in order to snipe that token. So if I don't have a contract address for radium, then I can't snipe it. But if you know that a token is going to be launched and you have the ECA, this is where you would do that. If I choose the pump fund sniper, however, we get a lot more options than the radium sniper. So up here, we can see all the details of the task that will be running for the sniper. And you'll notice throughout this tutorial, since we're using a bot, we're relying on tasks that kind of sit active and waiting in the background. They basically are scanning for the parameters that you set out in the place that you set. And when they see those parameters fill, they take the action. That's what it means by a task. So in this scenario, we're using a sniper to scan pump fund and wait until a token has a certain ticker or a certain developer wallet launches a token and then it acts. That's what the sniper is doing. But you'll see this kind of parallel between the tools. So right here, we'll set our wallet, and we can also set take profit and stop loss percentages on our sniper because things are going to be pretty automated. So if I go down to the new take profit level, I can essentially say once I get to 100% profit, which essentially is a 2x, then I want to sell 50% of my investment. So I basically sold my initials at a 2x and I'm gonna let the rest ride. That's what I just set up. I close 50% of the position at 100% profit. And I can also set a stop loss level using the same logic that I just laid out. So this is how we actually set up the sniper. And this is the kind of meat of the whole sniper right here, is we can set it based on ticker. So let's say that you heard Trump has a dog and the dog's name is Bones, right? And no one knows yet, but you're thinking there's going to be a Bones token or a Trump dog token. You can actually go and set that ticker, so Bones, and now this sniper is going to be scanning pump fund for the ticker bones, and that's the task that we set. We can also change the method from exact to contains. So if it's like bonesy with a Y, but you still have bones within it, contains would work, but exact is bones is the ticker. That's exactly the ticker. All right, so I just reset the sniper here. The next option we have is developer wallet. So if I know that a developer is pumping out really good tokens that print and I get his wallet address, I can click developer here and then I can just paste the wallet address and it will scan for that developer to mint tokens. And then there's also mint address. So if I do know the pump fund contract address in advance, I can set it here under mint address. And then we have the repeat task option. If I have it off, it'll just do it once. If I have it on, then it's going to keep buying tokens with that developer wallet or with that ticker that we set. And then we have our standard fees and slippage that I covered in the last tutorial. So that's the sniper. So next, let's get into the copy trader. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that you copy trade. In fact, I don't copy trade. Copy trading has risks around it. If a wallet knows that it has a lot of copy traders, it can easily use you as exit liquidity since they are buying and you are following them, and then they can sell on your buy. And if you have 10 or 20 wallets copy trading the same person, you can see it's easy money for that wallet. Also, I feel like you should be in the mentality of making your own investment decisions rather than just blindly following a wallet into trades, even if that wallet does have a successful track record. But either way, let's get into the copy trading tool. Just use it at your own risk. So right here we have copy trade. I will click that. And again, we are dealing with tasks. So I will go to a new task. And right here, I'm going to have to enter a wallet address to copy trade from. Now, luckily on Axiom, I can just go to my trackers and I have a bunch of wallets that I track here. So I'll just take this random one and come back over to Nova, paste that in here. So up at the top of this dialog box, we have all the settings that are active. First, I'm going to set the wallet that I copy trade with. I would probably set it to a wallet that's dedicated for copy trading and it's not your main wallet. So if you do get drained to zero from having bad trades, at least it's an isolated wallet. Next, we can set the buy method. So this is pertaining to buy amounts. So if we choose exact and the wallet you're tracking is making 10 SOL buys, then you're going to be making 10 SOL buys. Probably don't want to go with this unless you have a ton of bankroll and you know what type of trades that wallet is making. Percentage is the same premise, except we're only buying a certain percentage of that amount the wallet that we're tracking is buying with. So let's say they're making 10 SOL buys and we want to do 10%, then we're going to make a 1 SOL buy. What I would probably recommend is to know exactly how much you spend per trade and use fixed. So you're actually setting your own amount. Let's say you want to only buy 0.5 SOL for these trades. Hit fixed and set it to 0.5 SOL. This option makes the most sense for me, but everyone's different. So for organization purposes, I can set a task name. If I know the person that I'm copy trading, then I can just put their name there. I can also set a max buy amount. So in the circumstance where they are making huge buys and you did copy the exact buy, you can say, well, no, I don't want to make a 10 SOL buy. My max is 5. We can then set some parameters for the token. So let's say that I'm only willing to copy trade tokens that are above 100K in market cap, then I will click minimum market cap and I will type 100K. Now, if that copy trading wallet is buying, 5K, 7K, 10K projects, my copy trading bot is just going to completely ignore it. And the same thing goes for the max market cap at 150K. I can change that, but this basically gives me the window of 100 to 150K. That's the only time I'm going to copy them. And I can also set a minimum and maximum buy trigger as well. So I can determine, all right, I'm only going to copy this trader if he buys a minimum of 1 SOL and a maximum of 2 SOL. So I'm basically hitting that sweet spot. And in this scenario, you could use the exact buy method in order to be more specific, or the percentage method to be more specific. But this gives us a little more control over what we decide to copy trade. Then we have a follow sells button. So yes, we are buying what they buy, but if this is in green and this is red, we are just going to hold it until we manually sell. So I would probably turn this green follow sells button on. And let's say that this trader is farming and they're buying and selling to scalp profits. You can actually turn this on and follow all their trades, or you can say, you know what, I'm only gonna do the one trade and turn this off. And then obviously we have all of the buy and sell fees, MEV protection, slippage, all that good stuff. So you can get pretty custom with copy trading. I haven't heard of many people doing it successfully, and to me it seems very risky. So again, proceed with caution. Next, we're going to get into AFK, which seems more like a customized sniper that is not just for mints. Let's dive into it. So back in our main menu, I'll click AFK. And again, we're gonna create a new task. Just like our sniper, it's divided into two liquidity pools. We have the radium pool and then we have the pump fund pool. So these are all the settings. And this is going to be if we only are planning on buying projects that have graduated from pump fund, then we'd wanna be on the radium side. These are like 70K market cap plus. So essentially what the AFK tool is going to allow us to do is to buy tokens with certain parameters for us on our behalf. And then we can set up take profit and stop loss. So we're essentially having this bot just trade for us when we're AFK. So going back to our radium settings, we want to first set our buy amount. This is how much SOL will be used to buy the project that the bot finds that matches our parameters. So I'll set this to 0.1. Then I'm going to set my wallet. I'm also going to set the amount of tokens that I'm willing to buy using this bot with the parameters I'm setting. So right now it's only gonna buy 5 projects before it automatically shuts off. And I can reset that right here. The next setting is the minimum and maximum liquidity pool burn. I would definitely set the minimum liquidity pool burn to 99%. That's technically 100% fully burned, but on some platforms it displays as 99.9. So I'm just setting 99 just to be sure. If I am planning on only buying pump fund graduate tokens, then the minimum supply that I should be dealing with is 1 billion. Now this is where we get a little more control, the minimum and maximum market cap. So minimum market cap that I'm willing to buy here would be like 100K, and then the maximum, let's just say 200K. And then we can set the minimum top 10 and maximum top 10 percentages. So maximum top 10 that I'm willing to buy is 30%. I won't set a minimum. I don't need to do that. And then I obviously need to make sure that the freeze, mint, and renounced authority are on, and I can even blacklist developer wallets or blacklist tickers. In the current market state, honestly, I would never use AFK because I can't scan for bundles. I can't scan for scammers. Like I really have no control. I just don't think this tool is really in a place to be properly used. So it is cool, but I'm gonna just move past it because I don't feel like it's safe at all. At least with copy trading, you can copy trade someone that you know has a good track record, but the parameters that are available on this side of it, I mean, you're just kind of gonna lose all your money. So I don't necessarily recommend using the AFK tool, but that's how you do it. The next tool that we will be covering is auto buy. So essentially when you set up an auto buy task, if you just paste your contract address into Nova, it'll automatically buy it with those parameters. If every trade you do is a little different or you're using NovaClick, then this isn't very relevant. But if you are just consistently copying and pasting contracts and buying like 0.5 SOL over and over, then this saves you time. And in the trenches, time is very valuable. And we can actually set up different rules for different market cap ranges. So let's say we're playing really low and we're playing like sub 30K market cap and we only want to be buying 0.5 SOL at those levels. I can set a rule for those levels, but at 80K to 150K, I can set a new rule where if I want to buy it, it's like 3 SOL or something. So I can basically customize these rules. And whenever I'm sending a contract address to Nova, it automatically buys a certain amount based on a certain market cap range. So you can see that here, I'm in auto buy settings. I will add new rule. It's going to say, please enter the minimum market cap. I will put 5,000. So $5,000 market cap. And then the maximum market cap is 30K I will put. And in this scenario, I'm going to be putting 0.5 SOL. So essentially now I have this rule that if the market cap is between 5K and 30K, it's going to buy 0.5 SOL. What I can do, just like I explained, is another rule. Let's say 80K to 150K. And now I'm going to be buying 3 SOL. So now I have two rules. I have, if it's between 5 and 30, we buy 0.5. If it's between 80 and 150, I buy 3. And all I have to do now is take the contract address and paste it right here, and it will instantly buy for me. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to buy anything, but that's how it works. In order to turn this on, I have to actually click the disabled button. And so it's green and enabled. And if I only want to buy it once and like sending the contract address again won't buy it, I have to turn it on green. If it's red, I can send it over and over and just buy with that same rule over and over, which might not be what you want to do. Okay, so next we are going to get into take profit and stop loss, the limit orders. And to access this stuff, I'm actually gonna have to give Nova a contract address. So this is the contract address for DJ Daniel. I faded this last night at 20K and it ran to 3 million today. So that's fun, but whatever. But when I paste this in, I'm going to go over to limit order. And here I can actually set my buy limit order. So I'm going to set how much I want to buy. So maybe I want to buy 0.1 and I'm going to buy 0.1 when this thing dips. I feel like a dip is coming. So I'll set a trigger right here. The trigger is the specific event that I'm programming the bot to buy at. So if the market cap, let's say, hits 1 mil, I think that's my dip, that's my entry point, that's when I want it to buy. You can also set it by price, but I like to think in terms of market cap, it's just easier. So another trigger to buy is when the dev sells. This is more bullish on very, very, very low market caps, like just minted. I would say this is a much better trigger on the sell side of things, not the buy order side of things, but it's an option we have here as well. So let's just buy it so I can show you the actual sell side of the limit order here. So now I own this token and I'm gonna go down to limit order and it's the same setup here. I can set my sell percentage now. So it's not a SOL amount. It's actually, I'm gonna sell 100%. And then the trigger is profit, market cap price, which we covered, and the dev sell, which is a lot more handy. I think if the developer holds it and you bought it and you want out if that dev sells, turn that on. But in terms of profit, this would be a take profit percentage. So I'll click that. And we kind of already covered this in the sniper take profit, but let's say that the token goes up 100%, then I'm selling 100%. So far we've covered a ton of different features in Nova that are more advanced. Now I'm gonna go over my favorite feature by far, and that is the auto sell on bond. Because when a pump fund token goes through migration, no one really knows what's going to happen after that point. And a lot of buy pressure happens right at migration. So if you bought in super low, typically what happens is this thing's going to ride up. It's going to pause at migration and you're going to see a huge candle up and then a huge candle down. And if you program this right, you could catch the top of that huge candle up automatically every time and get out with the bag and basically sell the top, because a lot of these tokens hit that big candle and then they trail off and go nowhere. Obviously they could keep coming and rip to millions, but more than likely they're going to go to zero from migration. So this is how we do that. All right, so I'm just going to pick a random token here. Let's just grab the contract address here and we'll bring it back over to Nova. Oh, okay, so my auto buy was on. That's hilarious. All right, so I bought the token. Obviously it's very, very low market cap. So I've already lost money, but that's not the point. I want to go and focus on this one setting right here that is auto sell when bonded. So I bought it already. This is the only way to access this. But when I click this, I'm going to get new settings, okay? So first off, we'll go into mode. And this is actually where we could buy or sell. I wanna make sure that we have it set to sell. Next, we have our wallet, and then we have all of our fees and our slippage. If this is a high volume project, again, like I said in my last tutorial, you wanna crank up your fees, and especially if you have a bunch of money in it. Like let's say you bought at 10K market cap and you put in a SOL and now you're at like 8 SOL, like spend some money on fees. Hit that with 0.1 SOL on each, sell slippage 100 and make sure your MEV protection is on and turn that bad boy on. And then what happens is once this bonds, you are going to get out pretty much near the top and get priority. And this is one of the best features of Nova, I think. Auto sell on bond is super dope. So this was the advanced Nova guide. I hope that you got some serious value from this today. And if you joined the Telegram for this, then here you go. You finally got it. Thank you for being a part of the community. And I hope to do more exclusive videos like this soon, just for you guys in the chat. Anyway, you know my name. Stay safe in the trenches.